I made a video a while ago on the core portfolios from ETrade. Now in that video I mentioned how it would be cool to compete against them and see who could perform better, me or the core portfolio. So I went ahead and did that, and it's been about a month, a little over a month since that's happened. And rather than just tell you that I'm beating them by a lot, I figured it'd be better to break down my portfolio and my positions so you can see exactly what I invested in to beat the core portfolio. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jacob Fisher, and today is portfolio review day. That's not as exciting as I expected it to be. Anyway, we're just gonna look at my portfolio and see how it's performed the last couple months and compare it to the core portfolio from ETrade. Only this year has the portfolio been built up kind of heavily, and I've started adding more and more money to it, with a job and everything that kind of happens. So throughout the next couple updates, we'll see the overall value increase, we'll see the total gains increase. We're just gonna kind of all go together in building up this portfolio that I hope to one day provide me some type of income that I can live off of. I am not an investment professional though, so this is for entertainment purposes only, for your entertainment and mine when I edit it. So with that said, let's tap that like button and get into it. Currently, we're sitting around a $4,000 account with my main portfolio and a unrealized gain of $300. I do have cash in the account, which I can either use to add to positions or trade some options, which again, videos coming out later if you want to stick around, subscribe for that. But there is some cash in the account, which is why it shows my unrealized gain of only 8% because it includes the cash value in there. Let's just run down the portfolio and break it down relatively quickly because there are a decent amount of stocks in it, and I don't want this video to be 20 minutes long or, however long it might be. I feel like this has already been too long. First off is Apple, which makes up almost 10% of my portfolio. I think Apple is just an all-around great investment, and I actually got in pre-split, so that is a fun experience to get an extra 3 shares from the single one I owned before. AMD has been coming up lately in the semiconductor industry. The chips they make have been performing well when compared to Intel. I will probably surely upgrading this computer you see here with an AMD processor because I think you should invest in companies you believe in, and I would purchase their product. AXB and JP Morgan are both banks that, again, I have their products, and they are just overall large companies to get into. I can't imagine either of them goes bankrupt anytime soon, hopefully, but they make up about 4% of my portfolio. With these, you can also see my total percent gains that I've made on each of the stocks, which is kind of interesting just to see which ones have been performing well and which ones, well, haven't. Best Buy at 2% because they were down a bit from, a little virus. I decided to grab a few shares about a week ago, so I didn't get the best price, but I think they will perform decently in the coming future. I also like to shop at Best Buy. I mean, it's a fun time just to walk around there. Beyond Meat, fantastic company, and I think they have a very innovative product, plus it doesn't taste half bad. Shack, also a fun place to go. That's Shake Shack. As far as I can tell, they have partnered with American Express because with the gold card, you actually get $10 a month to eat there. Maybe I need to get the gold card. Shack is a bit further down here, but it's also been performing well, 13%. That's good. That is pretty good considering I didn't buy them all that recently. Costco, because if you haven't shopped there, you're missing out. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. They're sitting up here. CBX and XOM, you'll see both of them here. There are actually 2 positions open on them. If you look closely, those are puts, and I'll explain that in just a second. But both of them I wanted to get in for the great dividends they have, and the oil industry is kind of sticking around unless Tesla destroys the entire market somehow. I'm just saying it could happen. It's not impossible. Anyways, I wanted to get into those stocks because dividends and because oil company, and they're pretty big ones. But they have not been performing well. Now there's oil. There's been some issues with that. So with that, I figured it'd be best to buy some puts a few months out. Well, a month now, which is September 25th. I have the 75 put on Chevron and the 36 put on ExxonMobil. Now, those puts are actually up a decent amount. 16% on Exxon and 22% on Chevron. That's just kind of to hedge my bet because they're down 8% and I don't really want to be down that much. So I bought some puts to hedge it. Now, if both of these oil companies go to the low price they were at before, I would stand to make my position value from the options, which is kind of cool. I'm definitely not complaining about that, though I am complaining about that because my actual position will be down. Anyways, I own all the airlines except for American Airlines because that is my Webull account that I got as a free stock that you can also get 2 free stocks for clicking the link down below, and Robinhood for another free stock. Feel free to click that and sign up. Delta, Southwest, if you want to see my video, click over there on Southwest. I think they're a great airline. And United Airlines, all of which are performing very well since I bought them, despite them taking a beating. All of them are up around 10%. We have Delta over here. We have United all the way down here at 18%. And then we have Southwest, the worst performing one, at 11%. Duke, again, for the dividends. J&J, dividends, but healthcare. Coca-Cola, dividends. Consumer goods. O, for dividends and getting in the realty sector. PBA and PPL, both of those, again, dividends, but oil. Probably going to sell them soon. They're not doing too hot. Pinterest, which has somehow been my best performing stock, at up over 50% despite the rubber portfolio, with Tesla at like 80%. We won't get into that one, but why I invest in Pinterest, I'll explain a bit later on in the video, and how I find some stocks to invest in. Cure, Q-U-R-E, is a biotech stock, one of the first one that I got into, and it looked very good. Roku for tech again, but their devices, I like their devices, so I figured I'd get in. Space, Virgin Galactic, now I think they're an incredibly innovative company. Hopefully they continue to go up more. I have been down at like 30% at one point and bought some puts on them again to hedge my bets. SPHD and Stag for dividends. I'm considering selling one of them. We'll see. STX, Seagate, is a tech company again. I have a hard drive of theirs somewhere in there. A great company for hard drives. They had earnings recently and they got crushed. I happened to buy before earnings. I probably should have waited till after. But then again, I bought Pinterest before earnings and it did well. So you never know with earnings. You can watch my earnings video up there, how to play them and what you should do. But if they come up with some good solid state hard drives, I think they have real potential. T, again, dividends. I actually have Verizon on my phone, but I mean, telecom, still good. Right, so that's the entire portfolio in a not too long frame. Most of the stocks, as you can see on here, have been performing great, and the ones that have not, I've kind of adjusted my positions, either bought them at a lower price, which is what I did with the airlines. Actually, I bought them when they dropped a bit. I was down a bit, 10% I think it was, when I bought more of the shares. But with oil, you can see that I bought puts to hopefully hedge some of those bets. Now they always pay those dividends, so I'm gonna hold them. That's a solid amount of dividend income that I get each quarter. One of the best ways I found to find stocks though is by using the RSI indicator, which tells you if a stock is oversold or overbought or simply perfect the way it is. This allowed me to find stocks that may have been beaten down, which because of the pandemic, a lot of stocks have been beaten down. And that's actually where I found Pinterest. I just searched it. I noticed Pinterest, their RSI, I think, was sitting around the 33 mark and they were coming up a bit. So I decided to grab a few shares and they've just been performing great. And that's probably what I'm going to do for a lot of new stocks that I might add into this portfolio, in addition to the common dividend ones we have always heard of. If you want me to go further in depth in that, let me know that in the comments below. Let me know if you want to know more of my strategy on finding stocks to invest in. I also wanted to say that as of filming this, I have beat my core portfolio, which is only up about 5.4%. That's like a 3 times beat. And hopefully I can continue this track record and we can all see where this portfolio will grow over time.
And I wanted to say thank you to all 300 plus people that have subscribed to me. I mean, I didn't think 300 people would want to listen to me talking at all, but let alone subscribe. That's fantastic. I really appreciate everybody. And all the likes that you guys give me down below and comments you leave, I try to answer them all. So without all that said, make sure you let me know down in the comments what you think of my portfolio. I upload videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on travel and finance. If that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure you subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the view.